these even next year, so please keep coming out, especially all you underclassmen. We really appreciate you guys. And we also want to say that pizza is free, as you guys know, so there's more back there if you want to take some. And then we have some baked goods. Miss Kara Handelman made theirs. We also have some popcorn, so Connor's going to be back there, and as you guys go back, you can just check in with him to pay if you guys want more snacks throughout. But yeah, so I think we're ready to get started. I'm so happy to introduce our VP and also Ultimate MC of the night, Dylan Calliger.
This time testing the mic. Oh! What's up, guys? Welcome to the Funk Tank, or as us cool kids like to call it because we can't advertise it as such, the Funk Tank! A Funk Tank is a place where people go to share their goofs, their gaffes, and their weird outlooks on life. And we have arranged 6 phenomenal, FDA-approved comedic geniuses to carry us through the evening. So why don't we get this show on the road with our first comic of the evening. Everyone, let's give a warm welcome to Lain
My ego burst in my ears. Lain. You guys ever play ball sort puzzle? Hey, just awesome. Ball sort puzzle is a little mobile game where you sort balls.
On your Android?
On a single pixel phone. It's a great game. My favorite game that sucks. Worst game ever. My favorite game of all time. I've played a lot of ball sort puzzle recently. You guys, ball sort puzzle?
What?
Woo! I play on my walks because I'm terrified of looking New Yorkers in the eyes. You ever look at the one person in the eyes and they just shoot you a look that puts the fear of God in your eyes?
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest things I've realized about New York. Big red flag about me. I'm from the South. I'm born and raised. Yeah. We all love fired over. Nice. A lot of little culture shocks coming from Georgia. Who else is from the South?
Florida.
I'm sorry.
Texas.
Florida.
No, I'm sorry. I feel agree. A lot of culture shocks coming to New York, right? I feel like, big one, Georgia, we have manners. What else? Little things. Georgia, we have animals that aren't pigeons. I think in New York, the pigeons 8 altogether, because those spiders are huge and terrifying, and I love them so much. What else? Georgia, New York, dating is a big part of the culture. I feel like a lot of folks are going on dates, a lot of people, I see a lot of folks in relationships. In Georgia, we fucked our cousins and called them. Yeah, so I play a lot of ball sort puzzle. Who wants to keep talking about ball sort puzzle? Yeah! Okay, cool. Okay, awesome. Here's the thing about ball sort puzzle. I'm glad we can talk about this. No one plays ball sort puzzle because it's fun, right? No one plays Candy Crush because it's fun. You play it because it makes you feel good. Not in a good way, in the worst way. I clicked on ball sort puzzle for the first time because I saw an entire shittily animated episode of Euphoria on Facebook, and I clicked on it, and it took me to a game called Ball Sort Puzzle. You know, there's the king of games that just you play because they make you, you're a caveman. This is what your caveman is. Like, more puzzle. Wordle. You guys ever heard of Wordle? Yeah, okay. Let's hear it from Wordle. When Wordle first was getting popular in January, I feel like folks would send me their Wordle scores at a totally normal time, and only if they got a good score. And it would be 3 p.m. and I'd get a score from my friend, and I'd say, oh, dope, you got a good 2. That's awesome. Now I feel like everyone's sleep schedule is so fucked that they're all sending Wordle scores at midnight. They all just wait till midnight. I have a group chat with 6 people in it. All of us have done nothing but send Wordle scores at midnight for the last 2 weeks. No talking in between. Tonight, in about an hour, I'm going to go send my Wordle score, and I'm not going to talk again. It's my family group chat. I talked to my mom, and God, that's really sad. I know my birthday's coming up.
When is it?
Big 2-0, double digits this Saturday. I know for my birthday, I'm really looking forward to getting a screenshot of my mom's Wordle score where the first guess is happy and the second is birth. The next day is Easter, which is a 6-letter word, so jury's still out on how that one's going. Really fun. God, sorry, I'm trying to talk to you guys about Wordle, but I can only think about ball sort puzzle. My favorite part about ball sort puzzle, sorry. Okay, cool. Can we keep talking about ball sort puzzle? Good. That'd be agreed. The thing about ball sort puzzle is that the yellow balls are the hardest to sort. I know you guys said you never played ball sort puzzle, but take my word for it. All the balls have different colors, but I actually spent $5 on ball sort puzzle. I'm a level 1,228 ball sort puzzle. That's actually a true story. You know in the High School Musical movies how Troy Bolton, they always have it in every episode, in every movie where he's shooting and he misses like all of them, so that's the only creative way the writers can show that he's in a bad place emotionally. I haven't won level 1,228 on ball sort puzzle in 2 weeks, and I'm living that in real life. My mental state is directly tied to my success at ball sort puzzle. Sorry, ball sort puzzle on the brain today. I did not plan to talk about it at all. Yeah, I got blue balls or puzzle. Okay, I think on that, I basically leave you on a high note, right? So, cool.
That blue ball sort puzzle figured out, man. We're rooting for you. We're really rooting for you. I don't know if this mic is still working, but my voice is loud enough as it is. All right, guys, let's give another round of applause for our second comic of the evening, everybody!
So it's a sketch comedy hosted event. So almost all of you know me by now. And if you know me at all, on the off chance you don't, I live my life on quirky anecdotes. I have made it 21 years on funny anecdotes. I'm going to tell you one tonight. So it's audition season. No one claps for audition season. Exactly, precisely. Who remembers the Hairspray open call of 2020? I hope you don't. It was one of the worst days of my whole life. So I had a stomach bug that day. I shat 11 times. I was dehydrated by the end of that day. I don't remember half of it. So I wake up, 6 a.m. I take my touchdown to 34th and 8th Avenue. It's like 30 degrees outside. COVID hasn't hit yet. I'm pretty sure that this is how COVID came to New York. I'm pretty sure somebody at this open call had it. It was just nightmare fuel. Anyway, I get there. There's 2 lines going around the building. There's one line that's just for the Hairspray open call. It's 6 a.m. and this line is already wrapping the block. And then there's another line that's shorter. And no one's policing this, so I get in the shorter line. I know. Tell me about it. I heard about it. I really fucking heard about it. They give me my time. I'm going at 11:30 because I cut the line. And I get in this elevator, and there's this guy, he's like 5'8". He looks like he's late 20s, early 30s. He smells like piss and Prozac. I'm standing next to like a lyric I have right now. And he goes, oh, what time are you going? And I was like, 11:30. He goes, wow, what time did you get here? I was like, 6. And he goes, I got here at 4, and I'm not going until 2. Fuck you. He says fuck you to me with his whole chest, and I don't like myself yet. So I start sobbing, like shaking, like can barely walk to the Starbucks across the street. And I get there, I order my medicine ball tea, I call my mom, she's like, I'll kill him. I'm like, no you won't. So I go up, I do my audition. Bear in mind I've shat 4 times by this point today, 10 a.m. I'm bloated to the point of looking like 8 months pregnant. It's starting to burn. It's not a good time. So I get up there, and I'm 19 and annoying at this point in my life. So I go, hi, my name's Kara Handelman, and I'm going to be singing Can't Say No from Oklahoma. And I only get 8 bars. I get 8 fucking bars. So that guy just goes, I can't say no. That's the end of my audition. So I go and I shit one more time in Pearl Studios. It's borderline orgasmic. I need it too and then I don't really remember the rest of this day. I remember getting back to my dorm in a little loft bed where I got like a foot of space between me and bed. So I remember scrolling Facebook and on the floor of Pearl Studios. Someone dropped a fucking dookie on the floor of Pearl Studios. And as I said, I shot 11 times this day. And I'm not going to say it was me. But if somebody walked up to me, I was like, Kara Handelman? I'd be like, yes. And they said, so we have you leaving Pearl Studios around noon. We have shit on the floor at 12:04. And we had a spy on your Finsta who says it's an ugly ass selfie of you saying I shat 5 times already today. And we think it was you. I would be like, take me away, put me in the cuffs, take me to jail, shoot me upside the back of the head. I deserve it. I did. That was a bad fucking day, guys. And then everything fell apart after that. Nothing has been the same since the hairspray opened. Has anything been to? No one has had a normal. Here's the mic, Dylan.
Don't worry, Kara, don't be too hard on yourself. You know, I bet, my theory is that it was probably like Andrew Lloyd Webber or something. That guy is so fucking old, I bet when he sneezes, shit just shoots out his backside. But before I go off on my Andrew Lloyd Webber tangent, which could go on for the rest of the show, because that guy's an enigma of God and creation, I'm going to welcome up our third comic of the evening, Bria!
Thank you very much. So I'm going to tell a story about how I accidentally got naked at Hershey Park. And thank you. And I want to tell you that this indeed was an accident. As a middle schooler, I did not plan to get naked at Hershey Park the first time that I've ever worn a bikini in front of my entire family. But that's what happens all day. So there's this ride called the Wave Rider, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but basically you surf into the sunset, and that's what I was going for. I see the stairs, I walk up there, my entire family is watching this, by the way. I'm ready. I see these stairs, I walk up, I see the stars, my future surfing career, and I smell all the chlorine and piss. And it's beautiful, and it's just filling this void, I guess, I had in my life. So I get to the top, and I want you to know that they give you little to no instruction. They tell you all you have to do is jump to the star, and that was what I was going to do. I was going to jump to the star. You will glide from the top down to the bottom and back up to the top, and you will live your dreams, Bria. That's what I told myself. And so basically, I'm surrounded by high school boys, unfortunately working at Hershey Park. And I'm in this beautiful, my first time bikini. And I get to the top. I'm ready. They told me they're going to count down from 5, so, this is my moment. 5, I'm ready. 4, we're getting there. 3, I'm so excited. 2, no one's going to serve better than Bria Nieves. And I see the star, and then I just see my vagina. That's it. Yeah, so, what I forgot to mention was that, again, I didn't know how to surf. I thought this was going to be the best in my life, and it doesn't. So, I'm just, my body is going up and down this surf ride, like, and I just see myself from God, down from me, and I'm sprawled out spread eagle. It's my own, like, inferno, if you will. I'm ready for life. And all while I'm here, because of water, I hear my mom in between all of this going, "That's my baby!" And, that was not what I was expecting to hear from my mother. My first time bikini, as I said. But I did that. And as my family's cheering for me party, the entire Hershey Park, I forgot, was watching. And everyone else who was on that ride was watching. So I have to now walk down 30 flights of stairs. And before this happened, all of the high school boys basically were running into each other trying to cover me in my cooter. And it wasn't very fun at the time because they're bright red running into each other and I'm just there. Sometimes in life you get humbled, and that was the most humble bikini. So I walked down my 30 flights of chlorine piss stairs, and then I have to stay at that park for 4 more hours. Well, I think people are standing there and watching me every day, probably going, "You see that girl? I see her too. I saw her cooter." So that's it. If you guys have any questions after the show, that's my sister. She was there. And also, I want to preface that if you guys know what the security footage is, I would really appreciate it if I got it after the show. Because that is definitely a program showing you what not to do at Hershey Park. But I still believe I will be a great surfer. Thank you. I just want to thank you all, and that's me.
Woo! Yeah, guys, as Bria said, keep your eyes peeled for the CCTV footage of her 12-year-old body being splayed out in the middle of Hershey Park. And if you do find that video, please delete it from your computer. That's a federal crime. All right, segue to raffle time. Raffle. They are right here. So here's how this is going to work out. Karina, why don't you come up here and help me showcase these amazing sketch-themed coupons that were given out to everyone. She appears to be lost at the moment. Karina! Let's give a round of applause for Karina! We're gonna show off each of these. We have very special sketch-themed coupons that kind of like correlate with actual prizes and stuff. So one of your choices is a cameo in our next sketch show. Y'all, this is real. This is real. You have a possibility to be in a DRS sketch. Okay, that's a big booster for the resume. Ask anyone who wrote the sketch. Our second option is VIP seats for the next show. That includes first dibs on pizza, because you know that shit goes quick, all right? Make sure that you, if you pick this one, you'll DM the DRS Insta for the special deets, all right? Because you're going to be treated like a king and living in luxury. And then this one, ooh, this one's juicy, y'all. This one's juicy. What it is you get to choose one of these 3 sketch members.
Let's bring them up.
Yeah, you know what? Let's bring them up. Look at that. And Molly Levine. See, with this coupon, you get to choose one of these 3 wonderful, wonderful people to take out on a date. We're going there. So why don't we read off some of these numbers and see who our lucky winners are. Drum roll if you wanna. Yeah, I knew this was gonna be that kind of crowd.
2, 5, 9, 6, 1, 7, 1. Come on, Dad, let's go. So, you're up here first of all, so you get to pick which one of these.
Wait, what's your name?
Yeah.
Bridget.
Yeah.
Now, which one of these fantastic coupons do you want to pick and choose from? Again, cameo in the next show.
We're selling it.
Those were really good. Okay. pick one of these three to go out on a date, or VIP seats to the next show. Now these also are not just pieces of paper, y'all. There are actual prizes that correlate with these in the back.
Other prizes.
Yeah, so like you're not just getting a piece of paper with crayon on it. Like that's not what you spend your money on. So which one of these do you want to grab?
I think it's a surprise.
Yeah! There you go! And that is prize bundle number 3! What was your name again, by the way? My memory's off. Rizzi! Alright, Rizzi! You also won 2 quarts of oat milk! Rizzi, are you a fan of oat milk or other milks that are not from animals?
Yes.
Alright, well, you got a fucking lot of oat milk today. That's so many uncomfortable bowls of Cheerios. Oh my god. You just got to slug through that. But let's get ready for trivia! Alright, let's continue with the raffle. Man, I love a raffle. Like, people just love, it's like the most mindless form of entertainment. It's like, what do my numbers mean? Another drum.
2, 5, 9, 6, 1, 6, 1. Nobody.
Alright, what's your name, my good friend?
Who are you?
I'm Auntie. Cool. You know what? I love the energy that you guys are giving for this moment right now. Let's give Andy his time. Andy, tell us a little fun fact about yourself.
I love opossums. They're on my socks actually right now.
Oh, wow. Alright, which one of these coupons are you taking, my friend?
I'll take the VIP seats.
Probably not for long. No, Andy, you stay on. My bad. I'm sorry. Now, what is the number on the back of your card? Number 2. All right, Andy. You know you get the VIP seats. You gotta be the VIP, which means you gotta freshen up, my friend. Because look, Andy. One thing we do know about Andy is that his house is like a fucking piece of shit. Like he lives in like a shitty ass fucking apartment. Probably smells like fucking rank. Dude, like you can't be rolling up as like the VIP. Sorry, you can't be rolling up as like the VIP to an event smelling like absolute dog ass. So we threw together this little care package to freshen you up, got you smelling like a VIP, so you can have that VIP experience. All right, let's give a round of applause for Andy. All right, y'all. There is one round left.
Our bodies are last for you.
This is wild. So let's raffle off our last coupon trade package. And this one's juicy.
It's for a good cause. It's for adult college
And
students comedy.
I would just like to clarify for this coupon, you may take Lain or Molly or Maryanna out, or you can take all 3 of them.
Oh, but that's so fun with the drama.
Teach Andy a lesson.
Or whatever you guys want.
If you take all 3 of them out, they all have to fight for your love and affection.
Yes. No, pick one.
Okay,
Want the
here we
drama.
go. 2, 5, 9, 6, 1, 6, 9.
Who is it? Oh shit! What's your name?
I'm Dana.
Dana! Give us a fact about yourself.
Yes, they
This lovely and amazing array of bachelors. Yeah. Enterprise number 3. We'll obey that after you pick your date. So each of these.
If you want to ask us like backs or questions,
Yeah.
No. They have 30 seconds to give you an elevator pitch of why you should take them out on a date. So take a seat. All right, Trina, you got a timer ready? We'll just go down the line. Maryanna. This is Maryanna, by the way. Let's give it a round of applause. Alright, let's see if someone can finally relieve Lain of his love for monster puzzles. It's possible. Alright, Maryanna, why don't you start us off with the pitch? You got 30 seconds.
And go.
My ideal date is watching horror movies in my dorm room, eating pizza and popcorn. We can analyze them. We can do lots of analyzation of horror movies, and just have a grand old time and talk about how we're feeling.
Okay, and go.
Hi, I'm Molly. I didn't think you would be such a beautiful woman, and I thought I was hoping you'd be a crusty man, so I could be like, oh, I'm a big-titted blonde bimbo. That's what I'm But you're a beautiful woman. You don't deserve to hear me talk about. I'm just a lot of fun. We go hang out. We go gossip. I love to gossip. I love to talk. You want to talk? You want to get some coffee? Anyways, yeah, that's me. Am I done?
Yeah, you can.
You're lovely, but why tell you when I can sing for you?
No!
Okay, I'm hot.
I don't need to advertise my idea. He is very good at piano.
And she's single.
Yeah, I guess they love you a bit late.
Which one do you think is I'm not gonna say random, but like really good.
She wanted to tell you.
Okay, so I think the women here are top-notch material.
Thank you.
Only the best for DRS.
Sadly, I'm not attracted to
And
them.
that is
And I'm not either.
Let's go, man!
Dana, we'd be remiss. It's a very, very lovely date that you get to share with Lain. So perhaps, we just want to make some suggestions and not really tell you how to do your life. And we got you a little frying pan and some wasabi sauce. That way you guys can both take your culinary palates for a very fantastical journey together. All right? Now, let's give a round of applause for Lain and Dana! Alright.
Jeez, get a fucking room, man. Don't trust men, calm down. I'm so sorry.
That is actually nuts. I cannot believe that we actually just did. That's fucking bad. You don't see this at improv shows. Alright. As we're all kind of reeling from the raffles, let's keep the night going with our next comic, Maryanna!
Things I struggle with are generalized anxiety disorder, autism, a BFA in musical theater, and stomach problems from the anxiety. All that to say is that I'm sexy and insufferable. And also what that means is that the bathroom for me is kind of a safe space while also being a fucking nightmare all at the same time. And I have a trilogy of public bathroom stories. None of them involve equal matter. I saved that for Kara, wherever she is. Those are her tales to tell, not mine. My stories begin in the 4th grade, in which I realized I don't want to learn about Civil War.
I don't care. It's just quite frankly not the thing that I'm interested in. So instead of going to the Civil War class, I said there was a presentation happening, and I just lied and I went, I'm meant to be there, yeah. And I lie and I go across, and instead I just sit in the bathroom. That was more fun for me as a 9-year-old. So I just sit in the bathroom and I twiddle my little thumbs, and then my plan was to wait until I hear the rest of the assembly go across, and I'll just leave with them. No one will ever know, and I didn't have to learn what happened in whatever, 1864?
There's always a war. I was sick of it. I sit there and I wait, and I hear people run across, I'm like, yes, my time. I get out of the bathroom, just so you know, I look the exact same with just smaller boobs, but same haircut, 2 inches shorter. I'm a tall 4th grader. When I go to my classroom, and instead of 30 other kids, I see my principal, my assistant principal, and security officers, and my crime teacher. And to 9-year-old brain, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to jail. They caught me. I'm going to go to jail. I'm going to change my name. I'm never going to get into college. What are my parents going to say? What's my future husband going to say? I'm dead. I'm dead. Whose bitch am I going to be? I don't know. And essentially, my teacher drops to her knees and starts crying. She's like, Maryanna, where have you been? It has not clicked to me that I have been missing for an hour. A 9-year-old has been missing for an hour in a very shady part of my Fort Worth, Texas town. And instead of telling the truth, I just vomited. I just vomited on her, and they let me go home. And they shouldn't have let me go home. They shouldn't have let me go home. They enabled me. I became a compulsive liar. That's why I'm here at Marymount to be an acting major. It would follow me into middle school, which, if you couldn't tell, I was an emo kid. I didn't have friends. Whether it was the musical theater part of me or the autism and emo part of me, doesn't matter. I would sit in the bathroom to eat lunch. And not like in a sad way. It is sad. I didn't do it that way. I did it because I thought it made me cooler, like in My Chemical Romance. I thought it made me different. So I would sit in the bathroom of Lamar Middle School, eat my ham and cheese sandwich with just mayo. And I would sit there listening to music, and then all of a sudden, my AP walks in and said, you, get up, what? Like, what the hell is this? Takes me to the lunchroom. I'm sweating. Oh my God, I'm going to go to jail again. Oh my God. Oh my God, they're going to shoot me. They're going to shoot me execution style. This is it. They sit me down on a little chair. And they're like, Maryanna, what is going on? Why are you eating in the bathroom? Is something wrong? And I just started lying impulsively. I said, there's this girl, her name is Samantha Gage. She's blonde, she's 5'2", she has braids, her social security number is 512. And she lives at Woodbury Lane. And she's bullying me hard, and I don't know, I just in the bathroom so long. Not true! This girl doesn't exist! I don't know where it came from. I backed out and I said it. They look at this girl, she doesn't exist. And they let me go. Again, enabling me to become a compulsive liar. In high school, I settled down in high school, which is not usually what happens, but I calmed down. I became slightly normal. You know, I joined my high school cheer team. So, since in high school, I go to the bathroom for no reason. I just have the tinkle, you know? I leave my Latin class, cool kids only, winning. I go to the bathroom, I shimmy down, just, you know, I don't like to pee in front of other people, anywhere. So I was like, I'm alone. I sit, I'm about to let the first drop. And then I hear, another girl has run in, sobbing. Girl one is crying. I suck it back up. I am not pissing. I hold it and I'm like, I'll just wait. She is crying. And all of a sudden, girl number 2 comes in. And this is the juiciest shit I ever heard at my high school. Girl number 1's boyfriend had cheated on her with a girl number 3. Girl number 2 knew the whole time. Tells her they're fighting. It's drama. It's Degrassi meets Euphoria. I have to pee so fucking bad. I've been waiting there for 10 minutes, Snapchatting it all because I'm insensitive and 16, and the poor girl's life is being ruined, and I didn't care. I had to pee. And I'm sitting there, and I realize the longer I wait here, the worse it is if I pee, because that means I've been listening the whole time and I've been there. But it gets to a point, they're sobbing, there's crying, and I can't hold it anymore. And you know when you hold in your pee and all of a sudden silence falls across McCallum High School in Austin, Texas. And I just hear, oh my God, someone's been in here the whole time. And they leave, and I couldn't even feel bad about it because it was like a fucking avalanche. I had a tsunami of piss come out of me, honestly, like a damn hose. I never had a better pee.
And I guess the message that we could take from that is lie more, pee more, breathe better. Thank you so much. Thank you guys.
Alright, let's give a round of applause for Maryanna. Someone please keep tabs on her. Alright. I just want to check in with you guys. Are we still having a great time? Well, see you guys for coming out on a fucking Thursday, bringing your A game to it. You know, let's keep this show, let's keep this energy going by welcoming up our next comic of the evening, Jake Rizzi! Addie, never mind. Well, this is why we write down lists so that we can look at them.
No, it's really, it's fine.
Wow!
My name's Addie. This is my first time doing stand-up, but I'm really into comedy, so I watch a lot of stand-up. And the funniest motherfuckers, you know they're gonna be funny when they hold the mic like this, like way at the bottom. I don't really know what the science of it is, but I'm testing it out. I'm seeing if it's gonna make me funny. But if it doesn't, please don't tell me because I will cry. And I don't have anyone to talk to because this is embarrassing, but I broke up with my therapist on Tuesday. Yeah, we were going on 4 months, but like, I just like, he kept inserting himself into my life and he kept just like trying to solve my problems. And I was like, I didn't sign up for this. And he was like, yes you did, that's what therapy is. And I was like, please don't mansplain therapy to me. So, you know, it's just like no one talks about how hard it is to break up with your therapist. I mean, they know everything about you. Like they know how you approach problems and how you avoid confrontation and how you have crippling commitment issues. And I do realize that I probably shouldn't be talking about my commitment issues in front of a room of my peers, but all the upperclassmen at this school tell me to date no one at this school. So sorry guys that just started going out Lain and Dana.
Yes, you do.
Anyway, so I have a little bit of confidence going into it though, because like I feel like I've broken up with the kind of guy that my therapist is before. Like he was like 5'7", straight guy, like looks like he could tap it. And he was more clingy in the relationship. Like he would always be like, you can't reschedule 5 minutes before. There's a cancellation fee. You also need therapy. You're mentally ill. And like what the. Like, stop being so clean, you know? But the thing I did not consider is that I've never gone out with a guy mature enough to go to therapy, let alone be a therapist. So I'm just like, it like feels like I'm in the communication Olympics, and he's like a D1 varsity athlete, and I'm on like a club team at a liberal arts school. Like, it's like not an even playing field. Anyways, also, right before I get into the breakup, I know you're all waiting for it, I do acknowledge that it is a little insensitive for me to be talking about this horrible, tragic, really sad breakup for him in front of all of you. But he's like, yeah, he's definitely heard some of your first and last names before, so I think like we're So, let's get into the breakup. So I get on this call and I'm like, okay, I got this. I know exactly what to say, I'm ready. And I'm like, right person, wrong time. And he's like, this is not the wrong time, like this is the right time. Like if any time is the right time, it's now, like you have problems. And I'm like, oh, you sound a little desperate to me. And then I'm like, it's me, not you. And he's like, clearly. Obviously you're not me. And I'm like, okay, well, you know. I'm like, what else can I do here? Like, what else can I say to him? And I'm like, well, I feel like, I guess I just need to focus on myself right now. And he's like, that's literally my job as a therapist. Like, I can help you focus on yourself. And I'm like, well, I guess you're doing a good job then. And he's like, I literally have a PhD. Like, this is what I'm here for. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what to tell you. I guess we could be friends. And he's like, I can't do that. Like, that's illegal. Like, there's HIPAA laws and shit. And I'm like, all right, well, okay. One more thing. Like, what if therapists with benefits? Anyway, so I do not have him as my therapist anymore. We officially broke up. So, but to be completely serious, like, get a therapist, go to therapy. It's really important. Don't be a therapy prude like me. If you need the help, get it, and you all go to a liberal arts college, so you need the help. And we have a really great counseling wellness center here at the school. But make sure if you email them in the subject line, tell them you want a therapist that isn't a pussy ass bitch.
Oh man, that just reminds me of a really funny quick little anecdote. Is like at some point last year, I was like, man, you know what? I've been hearing a lot about this therapy stuff. And you know, I'm a straight white guy. Usually our prerogative is don't talk about it, don't think about it, don't acknowledge it. But it got to a point where like I was like reaching out, you know, to the counseling and wellness center. We got a few sessions in, and it really helped because my therapist kind of like AOC. But in short, it was a very friendly face for me to talk to. And it made it very comforting. I was like, wow, the state of the world's awful, but you're taking time out of your day, representative, to listen to my problems. But then like after the fourth session, she just stopped responding to my emails about rescheduling. So I actually got curved by a therapist. And that's just the type of guy I am. So let's bring up our next comic, Rizzi. Yeah, let's get over to Rizzi, everyone! Awesome, thank you. All right, this one goes out to my girlfriend. She's not dead, she's just in Ohio. Quick question. We have any Crystal fans in here? Crystal? Yeah, we have some Crystal fans. Nice. Y'all are weird as fuck, but let me tell you, Crystal people can fucking hang. You guys are awesome. Keep doing your thing. I love the colorful rocks. I don't know what they mean at all. I know that there's like some purple amethyst healing, is that right? Oh, that's perfect, that's perfect. And I think it's so cool, but I don't know shit about what it means. All I know is that a couple weeks ago, I was at a crystal store with my friends. We're walking through, I'm looking at the crystals. All I can think is, damn, these look like rock candy. And I really love rock candy. I love rock candy so much. I always wanted to do that. I love rock candy so much. So I'm looking at these crystals and I'm thinking, damn it. I'm going to walk up and lick one. I did not lick the rock candy, the crystal. Whoa. I did not. But we leave the crystal store, and all I can think is about the damn rock candy. A few days go by, I'm visiting my old high school friend. We go to see show there, whatever. There's an It's Sugar nearby. Y'all know It's Sugar, the candy store?
Sure.
Yeah, sure, thank you. So I'm like, this is it. This is my chance to get some rock candy. The only thing that's been on my mind. We go in. First of all, it takes like 10 minutes for me to find the damn rock candy. I don't know why the hottest item in the whole shop would be like tucked away in some back corner. Because you know that's all anybody ever wants there, right? It takes me a while to find it, but I find it. And I hear my friend, I hear her voice in the back of my head. She's judging me. She's like daggering through my brain. She's judging me for wanting rock candy. So I chicken out. I can't do it. I can't. Next day, I walk past another Sugar. I think, okay, by myself. Nobody's gonna judge me. I'm gonna walk in and get my rock candy. I walk in. This time I know what I'm doing, right? I'm a seasoned veteran. I make a beeline for the rock candy. I know where it is. Then I take a minute. I think about who I am, a grown man, where I am, in a candy store by myself. And let me tell you, there is nothing scarier than being a grown man in a candy store by yourself. I look around, there's parents with kids, there's families, and I think, wow, one of us does not belong here, and it is me, I do not belong here. And I know it's not, I know how bad it is, I know, I just really wanted some rock candy. Everything about it. Who here loves rock candy? Woo! Yeah, thank you. And if you don't, you gotta go have some. Just the crunch, the crystal, you can see the reflection in it, it's nice. The powder, everything about it. I'm determined, I'm gonna get the rock candy. I walk up, I go to where it is, I'm expecting it. They have like little bags, about 3 different flavors. I don't know why, I'm trying to find a good flavor. And I'm looking at there, I'm standing there, I freeze. Everybody's looking at me. Now I don't know who was looking at me, but it felt like everybody was looking at me. And I leave. I think I can't do it, this is so weird, I don't belong here. This happens about 3 or 4 times that week. And every time I go in, hype myself up, I say, I'm gonna take the rock candy, I'm gonna take the cashier, I'm gonna say, yeah, I'd like to buy this for my child cousin. And I realized that is probably so much worse than just saying this for me.
So I just can't do it. And I don't know how many times it's been now. It's been about 2 weeks since it's happened, and I've probably gone to eat sugar at least 3 times a week. I just want rock candy so bad. So here's what I'm gonna say. If anybody here loves rock candy as much as I do, talk to me after the show. Let's get an army going. We're gonna go to Eat Sugar on 86th and 3rd. We're gonna storm it, and we're gonna buy some rock candy as a unit because I need help. Thank you.
Let's give a hand for Jake and his never-ending quest to find some rock candy. Oh man, I hate those kind of fish out of water scenarios. I finally, I found myself in them from time to time. Like, one of my favorite things to do is to get really, really high and just kind of do tasks. Just like around, like sometimes I'll get completely assed and then I'll go to a Whole Foods and just kind of freak out. And I'm walking around Whole Foods and I'm just like, no one knows. No one knows. You can smell it when I walk through the fucking door. You walk in and they're like, oh shit, the oregano spill. So I'm just kind of like walking around Whole Foods and I'm like, no one knows. And then I look down at my little carrier thing and it's filled with just like mozzarella cheese, fucking cupcakes, and like spicy mayonnaise. And I'm like, fuck, they know, get out. But for this sort of show, we had each of these comedians kind of come up and tell an embarrassing story, whether it was something from high school, middle school, college. We all have so many of those. And I have so many embarrassing things that have happened to me. Like, no, I don't think you guys get it. Like, there are some things that have happened to me that just defy cosmic reality. It's like I'm walking through an RPG and it's just random encounter. And I'm like, I don't have the AP for this. I'm not prepared. Like, for example, this was August of 2020, so the pandemic was still very much a thing, and these things were mandatory. And I had just moved into my apartment on the Upper East Side, so I wanted to, take a stroll, get acclimated to the neighborhood, and I step outside, to go on my walk, and all I hear from behind me is this strange voice, and all I hear is, Levi's! And I just, oh God. And I turn around, and there's this bald, shirtless chap in jorts sitting on a bench right next to the door, and he's just scratching himself. Maybe he had itch, but there's like patches of skin that he's torn away at this point. And he just goes, "That's the name on the shirt, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's a Levi's brand shirt." And he was like, "Well, that's your name, right?" And I was like, "No, that's not how clothes work." Like, this guy saw that one scene in the first Back to the Future where he's wearing the Calvin Kleins, and they're like, "Oh, Calvin Klein." And he was like, "Oh, that's just how that works for everyone." But he's sitting there, and I don't know why, but something about this guy and his sort of jovial atmosphere, I just took to him. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna shoot the shit with this guy. Who gives a fuck? And, he was very much entertaining the fact he was like, "Oh, what's your name?" And I was like, "I'm David." Dylan, he doesn't need to know that. I don't know him. And I was like, David Joseph. He was like, "Oh, that's a pretty Italian-looking last name. I'm gonna itch whenever I'm being him, that way you guys know." And he was like, "That's a pretty Italian last name, huh? Are you Italian?" We got a little interrogation going. And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm actually like the descendant of first-generation Italian immigrants. My family's been here for hundreds of years, but I don't know this guy, so it doesn't matter." And honestly, judging by the looks of it, sorry, he looked like he didn't know where he was either. But I told him, and he was like, "Oh, so like, what are you doing up here at this time?" And I was like, "Oh, like, I'm going to school here. This is my apartment." I didn't need to tell him that. Kind of put all my roommates in danger in the process. I'm putting that together now, actually, while I'm up here. That sucks for them. But yeah, he was like, "Oh, you go to school here. I used to go to school here too. I've been to Pace. Have you heard of Pace?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've heard of Pace. Everyone's heard of Pace." And I was like, "Yeah, I actually go to Marymount." And he was like, "What's that?" And I was like, don't worry about it. It's a school, it exists, I swear. And he was like, "Yeah, I had a really fun time up at Pace, I had sex with a lot of people. I had sex with a lot of girls, with a lot of people. It was just girls or people. There was like no other group that he would give me, so I just kind of had to fill in the blanks myself." And then, in like a total beat shift, he's suddenly like staring me up and down. And I'm getting a better look at this guy, and he's got one mask that's like torn open around his chin, so even if he was wearing it right, it wouldn't have worked. And then he's got another one on his head like a hat. I wasn't really fazed by that. It's the Upper East Side. I've seen Yarmouth. And then he just turns to me, he looks me up and down, and he goes, you know, you don't look like you get a lot of sex, do you? And I'm gonna level with y'all. At the time, your boy was not doing too well in that department. And I guess he could just smell it on me. And look, I was just going out for a walk. I didn't ask for this. I take 2 steps out of my apartment. I got this guy sitting on a bench and he goes, I'm handing your V card back. I had to take it back. I was so happy when I cashed it when I was 17. I had no idea that in 2 years from now, some guy sitting on a bench would be like, nah, no more. You don't get laid anymore. You're not gonna get laid again, kid. Yeah, so that's just a fun little embarrassing thing about me to end the show on. Thank you all so much for coming out here to support our wonderful sketch team that does wonderful events like this. And also, I just want to make a note of this. Every single comic that you saw come up here tonight, this was their first time doing this. So let's give them the round of applause that they deserve because they fucking did it out of the park. They really did. Thank you all so much. Don't forget, there's still some baked goods left. There's still time to donate if you have it. It's for a great cause, our club. All right, have a great night. Stay home safe.